Hello, hello, SpeedGaming. Welcome to another match of the Metroid Prime Randomizer Tournament 2025. Today we have Storm vs Sasquatch. Here in the booth with me is Drake Foes.
Hello, hello. This is Group C. We're still in the group stages. Just gonna look up their records here for a moment. How well is Storm doing so far? 2 wins on Storm. Sasquatch has 1 loss. This is second match for Sasquatch. Third match for Storm. We have no RAs. This is an I seed. So make of that what you will.
I'm just hoping that I won't get yelled at. Yes, I've been doing a bit of that recently.
Yep. Alright, here we go. I don't know much about Sasquatch. My first encounter with him, excuse me, was the Mentor tournament, where he placed pretty well for a pretty unknown player, and I recall him doing, him improving pretty massively.
Sasquatch is a pretty old player, actually.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, Sasquatch has been, I think, has like 3 or 4 years already.
Okay. Well, I've never
in the Rando community, probably more, honestly.
Morph ball, and I'll go.
Okay, so Morphle immediately. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them around in tournaments. They're pretty good.
At least in the Echoes Mentor tournament, I noticed him improving pretty dramatically over the course of the tournament, which was exciting to see.
Yeah, Sass should have everything he needs to easily take this match. But really? Storm is not to be underestimated. Storm has improved massively in recent months.
The dude has been gaming. I don't think I've seen him do like less than 3 seeds a week. Like it's he's doing Echoes and Prime pretty much every day.
Yeah. I honestly, a Storm during Mentor Tournament, which I think Grand Finals are today, actually.
Indeed.
Storm, in my opinion, has become one of the top players for Echoes. Like, just in the span of the Mentor Tournament.
Indeed. I would agree with that.
And that's Boost.
The Nursery.
Okay. Yeah, that skill in Echoes translates to skill in Prime. Not perfectly, but it does.
Yeah.
So, certainly excited to see that.
I'm gonna guess Space Jump is here in Hive Totem. That's my guess. And then we have Missile Launcher on Grapple Ledge or on Half Pipe, is my guess.
Yeah, that's... What's that? What was that?
Oh. What? Ooh!
Oh, Gallery!
Oh! Gallery? Gallery or Nursery into Half Pipe having Missile. That'd be amazing.
That's actually hilarious. Yeah. Although it's not unlikely that Gallery just has a Missile.
Yeah. No need to do a check. We can just grab the item. Expansion, though. But we'll take both items.
Grandpa?
Okay.
That's interesting.
God. Imagine... no, wait, no. I think this has to be Missile coming here. Or maybe... Yeah, it does. Yep. It has to be a Missile on Half Pipe. I'm pretty sure.
Most likely, yeah. Free crash side is logical? That is true. Free crash side is in fact logical.
Not without Missile Launcher.
But we know where Missile Launcher is.
Yeah, that's assuming... we're confirming it has to be... It has to be Half Pipe.
Okay.
Main plaza, right?
Sasquatch not going back for boost.
I'll just checking this item first. Oh, no. We're going further. Okay.
Yeah,
no, Vault, I guess, yeah. Not... Oh, Storm also doing it. Okay.
Okay, so we missed something in Bolt.
Maybe they're just feeling Vault. Maybe they're just assuming that this Missile Launcher then just leads to Vault. It's also, you can just check it now.
Honestly, I don't know if it's better to do what Storm did and go immediately back for boost, or actually just continue into Bolt.
You're not coming back to Hive Tone, though. You're not coming back at all. Oh, Space Jump, okay.
That's Space Jump.
So I guess that's a library chain.
Yeah.
Okay, we have the kitchen sink. Do we go back to hints, or do we go to Gathering Hall here? What do you think?
I prefer to check Rune Shrine first, then hints.
Okay.
Sass is first to SJ, but I think boost is
not grabbing boost. Probably confirming this is launcher indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have to. Surely we're grabbing boost now. No! Oh, I don't know about this. Oh, I really don't like this. This is boost ball, dude. Yes, thank you. I'm losing my mind. I'm like, it's fast. I'm like going fast as a race. Whew. Confirming the missile launcher just to make sure that we're sane. It's always good to do that, I think. Powerbomb expansion of the tree. Alright, Shrine Alcove, what do you have for us? Missile? I'm gonna grab that just so we can escape through the hole in the floor. Upper and lower are logical. X-ray, oh boy.
X-ray,
Root Cave.
okay.
Root Cave's next.
Yeah, that's Root Cave.
Boolean logic.
And energy tank.
Rather, yeah. Yeah, now I don't think there's any ambiguity. I think you grab hints.
Yeah.
I was kind of split because like you're not gonna be in go mode as soon as you pick up hints, so I tend to prefer to go to the more check dense area, and we had Gathering Hall as an option, but now that we have X-ray, that just screams Root Cave, so don't even bother. I'm gonna Root Cave immediately.
I mean, you gotta do him in some order.
I'm thinking you do Root Cave last, so in case Varia's here, you go straight to Magmar.
That's fair.
The only exaction is if Ice Beam is here, in which case this route's nicer.
Spider.
Oh, that's Spider.
Okay, Sass is staying in Chozo.
Okay.
So already seeing some route divergence. Honestly, I think it doesn't really matter if you pick Root Cave first or second. Simply because you are, after hints, you are still coming back this way, so the only difference is that if you wanted to go to Magmar, you just have to fall down Root Cave again. Which is not super likely considering how much other progression we could have.
Missiles and Water Hall access. Lower Water Hall, he's not even scanning it, just going immediately for it. Okay.
I mean, that's fair. Scanning's low. But you also do have enough time to scan anyways.
Unfortunately, we are getting punished for going here, and now we're gonna miss out on Upper Dynamo. It's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's nothing. So, I don't think Sasquatch will want to come back.
Yeah, probably not. Forget Crash Site first or Artifact Temple?
Uh, FCS.
Okay. Oh, is the SpeedGaming tag wrong?
It is.
Oh. Sorry about that. We are, in fact, Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube. And a powerbomb. We like that. Finally.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We got every single ball in the first 10 minutes.
That's
One
nice.
could say we are balling.
Indeed.
Alright, I'll see myself out.
No, that's, I didn't. Sam says it so often that I've been desensitized to it, so. Zoid, I think, has to have progression, right? What are we missing? Or Dynamo. Upper Dynamo or Zoid?
Upper Dynamo, yes. But we are waiting on...
Actually, yeah. Oh, and Flogger. Yeah, there's a lot of things Bob's unlocked. That's right, Rickus. Don't forget about all the other things.
Wave! Ooh! Well, that's nice.
You know, Artifact Temple has...
Alright, let's see. What do we have for artifacts?
I'm pretty sure Storm likes to check hints after a few games. So it doesn't like to check in immediately.
I don't know. Actually, I don't think I've seen Storm play a lot.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have PMT Artifact. Like this, I've seen it I don't know how many times. Like,
I mean, that's only because Faison gets blazed, and that's the only item it unlocks. So it's less likely that it won't be anything, unless artifacts are placed before Faison. Yeah, it's a detail with their random implementation, and yes, they are working on it. Because it is like a 50% chance that you get
an
artifact.
Oh, really?
There,
up to 50?
which
Okay.
is, yeah, it's insanely high, when it should not be the case. So they're working on it. They're figuring out why that's happening, and how to resolve the issue.
Okay, so Lagra is available. Tower of Light is available, I believe. I believe we have enough missiles.
Storm not peeking the tree. Oh, is it 15%?
He already
okay,
did.
It's 15. Can I read that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a powerbomb expansion. Oh. Whoa, is that supers? Oh, I missed
I think it was.
Oh my god. We totally missed it. Don't think that does anything for us yet. We don't have Varia to take it all the way to Fen. Yep, supers.
Okay, apparently it's like a 15% chance for an artifact in PMT, not 50. I apologize for the misinformation.
No, it's in logic right now. Crossway.
It is.
Sasquatch doesn't know it, but it is in logic. That is...
I'm actually surprised Sass is not... Okay, no, they're doing the BSA. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Styling. Pretty sure, not even sure that's faster, but definitely cool.
Yeah, no, it's a slower. The fastest way would be to get a BSA out of the tunnel. That's a suit.
Not in logic till we have power arms.
Okay, so Sasquatch is going to get that without Spider.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, ooh.
Oh,
okay,
rip.
That was almost very clean.
Almost.
That looks like Varia.
That looks like Varia.
Yeah, main PBs have to be coming up unless we get something incredibly goofy like Ice Beam and Thermal and Gravity. In like Crossway and Flogger, that'd be
but
turbo goofy.
Sass is now aware that Spider should be available. Okay, nothing in Upper Dynamo.
Excuse me, Upper Dynamo. Oh, just confirming what the suit is. I'm pretty sure that was Varia.
Yeah. Yeah, because if it's Gravity, I don't think we care for too much right now. Like, yeah, Sass is struggling a bit. Yeah, that's definitely Varia. Save. But, oh, right. Force Morph Varia. Few more if you can't unmorph. That's right. And gets it. Well done.
Right. So in terms of logical checks, we have Tower of Light, Tower Chamber, Sun Chamber, Crossway, Antechamber.
Yeah, right now in terms of progression, Sass has a pretty big lead on. But if a Storm chooses to read their artifacts, they might get an edge. Wave is behind Sword, yes.
Yes.
Storm will find it here. Now, if Storm chooses not to do Furnace and instead head to Tower of Light, that can...
Yeah, and there's a high probability that Tower of Light is just main PBs.
What do we need main PBs for?
Varia.
No. No, it's in logic to do with just Space Jump and Spider.
Is it? I thought that was intermediate.
Yeah, no, it's beginner.
Okay.
Without Spider, I think it's intermediate or advanced. Don't remember which.
I do not know that. Okay.
Sass, you have X-ray.
Advanced bomb jump without Spider.
Okay, advanced. Yeah.
Okay, we're trying to...
Sass doing the HPA. I really don't like this trick, but it's really nice to know.
Yeah, especially if you don't have Ice Beam.
Yeah.
If you have Ice Beam, then you need to do it.
Yeah, Sass is going too fast. They need to wait a little bit after landing to get their next bombs. And I think they're laying them a little too quickly.
A good timing, I believe, is to lay the bomb, unmorph, morph again, and then start. That's a really easy timing, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Looks like Storm's interest in Venice, which means they will find Varia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go, Sass. Well done.
Nice. Oh, we have Spider Access. Does going Farfen do anything else? Cumon's in logic, actually, yes. Cumon is in logic.
Cumon is in fact in logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sass takes a C4 Pier and gets the early talent stuff that they missed. Storm...
And Mistle was an antechamber, though.
A missile.
Okay. Storm gets up here. Nice. Much cleaner. Doesn't have to do the bomb jump, though. For Storm, I think the route is also pretty simple. We just save warp and go...
Yeah, Storm just checks what's left in here and finishes up in Reflecting Pool save station. I don't know what the name of the room is.
Which room?
The save station in Reflecting Pool.
Save. Let me check. A little bit time to wait. Save station 3.
Okay. Is life growth logical right now? No, we don't have main power bombs. Great. We also need Ice Beam.
Yeah, we need Ice Beam. Oh, Elite Research.
Elite Research. Sun Chamber. Elite Research again.
Elite Research. Great Tree Chamber.
GTC.
Workstation.
Workstation. And one more, I think. PMT. There it is.
As is tradition.
No face and hint today.
As is tradition. When you said 50%, I was not surprised.
It's
that comically common.
I mean, I got corrected later, but it certainly does feel like
but I wasn't surprised if it was true. I would have totally believed you. I was like, yep, that's reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's saying it's 24% currently. Yeah, a lot of different numbers. Okay, PB expansion in SAS case.
I believe. Yeah, Storm already got that. And workstation. Grab workstation right now, which is nice. But I don't think we will. I think too much of Fen is open to do that. So we're just going to go through Magma normally. You know what might be a nice route here? If Storm grabs hints. If Storm checks hints here. Going and doing Flagra right now. So go to Lava Lake, do Flagra, and then come back to...
I mean, it would be better to just actually come in through Talon and, yeah, drop down to Lava Lake. That would be pretty nice. I don't know if SAS will do it. SAS did get their hints. Okay, I'm not sure what that was in Fire Shores.
That was a missile, I'm pretty sure. Missile and short tunnel.
Okay, SAS will be finding Spider.
Okay. Missile. Shrine. Okay. Did we do a fan or do we go... Nope, we're just going to clean up Magmore. Do we do... I feel like not. Like, going to Lava Lake and doing Plant is probably a good idea here. It's kind of the nicest time to do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we can also do... Oh, that's a missile.
Oh, you can R-jump that? Okay, that's... Well, I didn't know that.
Now, do we clean up Chozo with, like, Magma Pool, Training Chamber access as well, and Tower of Light, and then go back down to... Go back down to Fire Shores, and then to Fen? That kind of also is nice as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of choices at this point.
Yeah.
I think that was Flamethrower?
No, that was an E-Tank.
E-Tank? Ah.
Yeah. Kinda like cleaning up Chozo here. You can get Tower of Lights, Magma Pool, Training Chamber access.
Yeah,
and then
like,
all we're left with is Far Chozo, which is always nice to grab on your way to, like, Barskip Mines. So I don't mind that route, but at the same time...
we can finish out artifacts in Chozo. So, like, lose no time for doing that.
Looks like we're not doing artifacts. Okay, I'm really interested in that. I'm gonna ask, because that's a really natural route to me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my...
Uh-oh. Love back-facing collision.
Looks like Sasquatch is not doing Lava Lake route. Okay. Also curious about that. Does it feel like one of the forks in the road for the routes?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
Sasquatch is not getting punished for it, but...
Nope.
Yeah, they...
Or maybe they're doing this first and then going to Flogger. We'll see.
Maybe they want to route it in with artifacts. That could be a thing.
Just going to Fen. Yeah, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I like going to Flogger from Lava Lake, cleaning up front Chozo, because we have a great tree chamber artifact. So if you ever want to go for that, far Chozo is not isolated, because we have to grab that artifact anyway. So I actually kind of like it more and more because there's no artifacts in Fen either. So I'm really convincing myself that that's actually the objectively the best play. Was to go for Sun Chamber here. Especially considering it's Spider, PBs, Supers. I think everything in Chozo there was logical. Yeah, every check in Chozo is logical. Including Training Chamber. So...
Oh, that's nice of Predator. Yeah, like, I also think it's a good idea to clean up Chozo. Especially because, like, Sass knows Supers are there. They had to have seen them.
Yeah. Oh, don't die. Okay.
Energy low.
Dude is playing risky. Just grab HP. No, no, we're not doing it.
In Storm's mind,
that's a suit in Lighthouse.
Oh no, which one?
It is available, but Storm does not have supers. Or excuse me, Sasquatch does not have supers. Oh.
Sasquatch knows where they are.
Yeah.
That's Faison! We need to come back. Ooh. Okay, that's really bad for Sass.
Man, cleaning up Chozo is even better a decision for Sasquatch.
Ooh, Sass. Yeah, no, Sass has to does this and safe warps immediately for supers. And like at that point you gotta clear out Chozo artifacts. There's no reason to. Because like knowing where supers are, Sass is not going to be very happy about.
Sass can't even do Chozo Ice Peak because it doesn't have supers.
No, they don't have supers.
Dude, Storm can.
Yeah, this puts Sass at a pretty big disadvantage. Okay, seems like a power bomb.
Alright, we're gonna get this Chozo Ice Peak.
Yeah, Sass is not going to be happy about it.
Whoa, what the heck was that?
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, and Jeff actually clairvoyant pointed it out right before it happened. Thank you, Jeff. I had completely forgotten about Sasquatch not having supers. Wow, this is actually kind of, yeah, really subtle seed here, I think. Do you think, like, Sasquatch, do you think it makes sense for Sass to go back for the supers after cleaning up Farchozo?
I don't know. But it's like...
Actually, you know what? I think it does make sense, because then we do Flogger then. Clean up Chozo and then go through Lava Lake.
I mean, yeah. It's look like a missile.
Yeah, Fen, I actually am just like liking this Fen play less and less and less the more I think about it for both players. But Storm doesn't know, mostly because Storm has not checked hints.
Yeah, Storm doesn't know.
And I kind of really just do not like at this point not checking hints earlier. I'm really starting to get convinced that it's a good idea to just grab your hints.
Yeah, it's always the best idea to get information. Because, like, Storm has it, they just haven't looked at it.
Yeah. Because the time cost is basically like just flipping a menu, flipping a menu once.
Yeah,
like maybe a couple seconds max.
And, like,
if you stumble into like 3 artifacts, what does it cost you? What, 2 seconds maybe?
Yeah, and like on the other hand, like your opponent's doing that too. So like, why aren't you?
Yeah. I'm gonna move on and check what was Chozo Ice because, well, we have some downtime here. Because missile.
Oh well, I think I know what that is.
Okay, mates. And it's a missile and Chozo Ice, by the way.
Yeah, sadly, Sass will not be able to get that.
I feel like the game is telling you to turn around here.
And
like, punished for skipping those supers twice.
Yeah, that's... Sass is probably not happy. Yeah, no, Sass is turning around since Sass just wants those supers. They know. They know. Now, hopefully, Ice is in Chozo.
Yeah.
That gives Sass a really good chance to get chopped.
Do you reset out of this if you don't find ice here? Those main PBs are kind of nice for mines. I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't know if Storm took a save in Observatory.
No, Storm didn't save in Observatory. Saved in Ruin Courtyard.
Yeah, because if they had saved, then yeah, you have a good chance of just keeping your mains.
Okay, Hydra, track and tube, and then research core, and then probably just gonna save work from Find Ice and Chozo, as is tradition. Or, you know, Ice and Labs, it's also classic. Oh, now we're definitely not leaving.
Okay, that's huge. So we are in Ice Go mode. Yeah, this is absolutely not Sass's seed. That's a huge punish for Sass.
Okay. An Ice Beam in Chozo.
Yeah,
or the very least next progression. Actually,
okay, so now that is really bad because Plasma is not locked by Ice.
Yeah. Oh, Sasquatch might not return to Labs afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Sass might prefer to do Workstation.
Phazon is in Fendrana's Shoreline's Tower. Lighthouse, sorry. And Plasma was in Research Lab Hydra. And Sass did not pick up the supers in Ruin Fountain.
Plasma
because
was
he didn't
later.
have Spider, which was in Rue Cave, which he didn't get earlier. I can't remember why. I don't remember exactly why. I think it was
Sass never returned for hints.
yeah, Sass never returned for hints. Instead went deeper into Chozo where Storm got hints right away. So all kind of cascaded into itself, but I think the error still was that we didn't go back to Chozo after PM Spider Ball because we had an artifact there were no artifacts in Fen. So, yeah. But now Sasquatch is struggling with Control Tower. I think Ice has to be here, right? Like, we can't progress any further without Ice. Right? There's no trickery with anything, no. I guess it could be Cumon. That would be putrid. Cumon would be amazing. Yeah, Cumon is logical.
Yeah, right now the what could not be not. Yeah, I think it's just ice stuff that we can't reach.
Yeah. Or maybe, you know, something funny like thermal and then ice on Mineral Man. Now, strangely enough, if either player did the route that I've been begging them to do, I think they would have been hard punished because they would have found Ice Beam and maybe not even gone to Fen. They may have just bar skipped and gone straight to Mines, which would have hard punished them. Because that's the more natural route at that point. There's no artifacts in Fen, so why go there? Even though Face, Sunsuit, and Plasma are there. And mains. So, pretty rough. Tower Light dead, Magma Pool dead. Next we have Tower Chamber and Training Chamber access. Nothing.
Yeah, and the other issue is that Sasquatch is stopped in Observatory.
Yep. Wave Buster and Training Chamber. Hello.
Like, if they had finished that loop, they could have had it, but they got fed up with mains in Hydra.
They need to be undisciplined and grab the main power bombs here. That's what Sasquatch needs to do here. Actually be undisciplined and go, no, I want that extra ammo, even though it's probably not the right choice, and then finish off labs.
Storm deep peaked Chozo Ice Temple.
Yeah, and it was a missile. Whoa! Dude, Sasquatch. Okay, Dynamo first. Okay, sure.
That makes sense?
Makes sense, yeah. I was about to get more upset. Just not doing Ghost again. But no, okay.
I mean, there's nothing else on this side of Chozo. Yeah, we know it's nothing. We know it's an E-Tank and Upper Dynamo, but Sass doesn't know that.
Wait. Oh, no, wait. I was about to get excited. I was just like, wait a second. Is plasma processing logic? No, it is not. You need the ice beam.
No, you need ice.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of remaining checks, it's Ghosts, Flogger Ghosts, and Cumon. That's the remaining logical checks, I think. Am I missing anything? No, that's it. And we know one of the Sun Chamber items is an artifact, so it's a 50-50 Cumon or Sun Chamber Ice Beam. That is that is stinky.
Have we seen Anti-Chamber? Yes, it was a missile.
Yeah. I don't want Sun Chamber to be thermal. Just make it even spicier. Now, if it is Cumon, the Ice Beam, then maybe Sasquatch does get tempted into clearing labs first before doing Cumon. That would be good. But, yeah.
Did Storm check hints?
Still not check hints?
Uh...
Yeah, really strict about this, only peeking hints after Ice Beam stuff. I know Sam doesn't like to until a few beams. Seems like Storm is following the same philosophy. The idea is, bro, I'm guessing, like, to play devil's advocate, because I agree with you, is that, like, you're highly likely to run into, like, 2 or 3 artifacts anyway, and it saves you a few seconds of writing hints down. But if you write down hints very quickly, again, to play devil's advocate to my devil's advocate, if you write down hints quickly, then the time loss is negligible, pretty much. So I understand the rationale behind it, I just think if you write down your hints fast enough, it doesn't really matter. And it kind of tells you how to route in the early game. Like, the classic example, of course, is like TTB has an artifact and you check it right after you grab launcher and an alcove, and it's like, oopsie. You know. Or just remember them, yeah. Just use your cerebral cortex for it. The true slimy gamer, like, god gamer strategy, bro, is to use text to speech, or speech to text. Excuse me. That's the truly.
I think that's what I think Ness does that.
I know Sam started doing that recently.
Sam, okay.
Yeah, and I know Luca does it for sure. There's Ice Beam on Ghost. There are the hints. Here we go. Okay.
So
Ice Beam
about
on
to find
Sunshine.
Ice Beam. Oh boy.
So I believe the entire game is now open aside from like thermovisor checks.
But Storm is in go mode.
Yep. I guess cargo freight lift and biohazard non-logic. Actually, no, cargo freight lift is cargo freight lift is not. Do far chozo here and just bar skip.
I don't know, honestly. Because, like, we still have to get workstation.
Yeah.
Like, I would certainly head to level 8 here myself. And just go all the way to workstation.
Is there any faster
or if you want to,
yeah,
or if you want to skip half of Nightmare, then you can just take the save warp in Burning Trail.
Yeah, both players got the Flogger effects. Ooh, yeah, well, bar skip is also attractive because of Great Tree Chamber.
But you could just climb Freight Crash side.
Or you could do it, or you could climb Great Tree Chamber after doing Elite Research, like go through main quarry, take the elevator, do that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, we do have boost. Yeah, Great Tree Chamber is a bit out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, did Sasquatch grab? Yeah, Sasquatch definitely grabbed Ice Beam. Yes, okay, good. Doesn't have main PVs yet, but yeah, I'm going to grab Phazon. Makes sense. Hopefully, it does labs immediately after.
Sasquatch has not checked triplets yet.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm gonna do these checks. Does route nicely for him, though. Yep. No workstations coming for Storm. Is main quarry in logic without thermal?
I don't think it is. I think invisible objects are disabled.
Yeah, okay.
So like every wave conduit requires thermal.
Spin me right around, right around. Oopsie. And frigate, bruh. Everyone always forgets about the pretty song area.
But frigate doesn't hard require thermal.
Correct, because of gravity suit and reverse frigate. But now we're just waiting, and we'll see whether or not Sasquatch decides to go to labs. I feel like that's the most organic play, because that will lead us to workstation. So maybe this, I mean, Sasquatch is still looking pretty behind right now. But I don't think it'll be, a complete disaster if Sasquatch doesn't skip labs here. Still, it's going to take a while for Sasquatch to get to that workstation artifact, which is, I guess, the metric. So that was like, what, 46 minutes elevator down to... So let's see how long it takes Sasquatch to get there. Do we do lower mines or upper mines first? I feel like lower mines first, and then do Great Tree Chamber last, but at the same time you could save warp out of lower mines, so I don't know.
I would do upper mines first, just to avoid finding OP.
Yes. Yeah, actually, I think you're right here. I think we do some incidental checks just in case thermal visor's like right here. Apparently it is not. We are going labs for Sasquatch, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Not gonna be a complete catastrophe. But it does mean that, like, Sasquatch did just lose a bunch of times by not. I think the difference in time is mostly just going to be that backtrack for Spider, or backtrack for Supers.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the entirety of it. Meantime, fighting Galvin. No, we're not. A little too early. We want to grab both of these. Yeah, sorry guys, there's not much to say. Storm is going to complete the video game. Meanwhile, Sasquatch is going to find Plasma, be upset, and then probably go to Workstation.
Yeah.
And then follow the same route the Storm
is doing this. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah, this could have been really bad for Sas. It's like Plasma's not locked by ice. Oh, that pink face and that pink face and suit morphle is actually
What is
pretty
this
nice.
wall crawl? Whoa!
That's okay.
What? Is that any fast? Is that even faster? That's crazy.
I don't know, but I
It
love
was
that.
awesome.
I've never seen that.
Alright, we have grapple, so we don't have to wait. Just a quick check, I guess?
Search Depot B is not anything. Wait, what is his Storm trying to find?
We're going Great Tree Chamber first.
Oh, right, Great Tree Chamber. Wait, but... Wait, whoa, hold on. No, this is fine. Why did we not go into... Why didn't we not go directly to main quarry from Elite Research? Why did we backtrack through our processing?
To not fight the pirates. You have to do a pretty long fight against the wave pirates.
Is it faster?
I don't know. Maybe not the way Storm is doing it, but
I mean, if anything,
I'm confused as to why we're doing Great Tree Chamber at all, because now we have to go all the way back to Lower Mines. When we could have save warped out of Lower Mines, gotten Great Tree Chamber, and then save warped back. I'm not sure which one's faster. I feel like this is slower.
I mean, it's... I guess they're thinking it's 3 elevator cutscenes versus 2. Flamethrower.
I'm doing transfer actions.
Wait! Sass! Hold on. No.
That's not plasma, surely.
Yes, sure. I do think they do.
Yeah, like went through labs. Surely.
Yeah, they went... Surely. Okay, they do.
Yep, okay. Whoa.
Yeah, I was wondering, because, like, for a moment, I think I blinked and I missed it. It's the soft lock against pirates in the rooms. Reverse still a thing.
Non-rando.
Non-rando, I think. Yeah, you can still soft lock in vanilla, but not in rando.
You have had it happen, Markers? You should probably report that. I'm pretty sure that's a bug. I've been told several times that they got patched. Unless you got it like a really long time ago before it got patched, I don't know. Probably take a look at that. Okay, yeah, PMT, save warp. Defeat the Ridley, defeat the exoskeleton, defeat the final boss. Sasquatch gonna take a similar route, I assume, but we'll see if Sasquatch does Lower Mines before Great Tree Chamber, because I'm interested in that as well. In the meantime, we've got a match coming up while we wait for the video game to complete. we're gonna match Lucarius versus our very own Nai. It's
Hi.
coming up in 34 minutes on SpeedGaming 2. That'll be commentated by J Sam. No RAs. The only fun RA I've seen so far is alternate preset. That's versus Sam Slucky, which I will not be able to watch because I'm going to be tracking and or commentating the grand finals of the Echoes Mentor tournament, so... Oh well. But yeah, by the way, 5 p.m. That's happening in 4 hours. Mark it down on your calendars. Very, very important. That's gonna be Storm versus Dace. Grand finals. Pencil it in. Speaking of Storm, struggling a little bit with MQA. As is tradition. It's not really a rando race unless one of the runners struggles with MQA. Meanwhile, Sasquatch is cleaning up artifacts, upper mines. There should have still been a scan point. I'm pretty sure the mushroom is a scan point.
It is a scan point.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Storm is just doing these incidental checks because of thermal. Thermal's nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our only remaining majors are Gravity Suit and Thermal. It's our only unknowns. And I'm pretty sure they can be anywhere.
No, Metroids aren't trolling Storm.
As they usually do.
Okay, Sasquatch is also choosing to do elite research first and then backtrack through our processing.
Really curious about this.
Yeah, I'm not confident that's the best play. Oh no, Sasquatch is not doing Grade 2 Chamber yet. Okay.
Right.
That makes more sense.
What is that? E. Ooh, yeah, it scuffed a little bit. I think we got shot and slowed down. And we gotta do this even goofier jump. Get down, Mr. Ledge. Get out of the way. Oh my god. I feel like it might even be faster to retry this by just going back up and scan dashing instead. Or just combat dashing again. Looks like an E.
Sasquatch.
I don't know why we're doing this. We can skip
It's effective to use Wave against Cloak Drone, But ideally, if you have X-ray, you should be using plasma or supers.
Ice spreader also works. I know.
Does
you can
it?
use ice. Yeah, ice spreader also one-shots it. I'm not sure which projectile flies faster, ice spreader or supers. They might just be the same, but
I think
because I've seen several hundo runners use ice spreader there, and I think maybe it's just so they don't have to swap beams because the ice store right after. That is my explanation as to that. Impromptu flyby skip?
No flyby skip.
Frame perfect trick. It saves, I don't know how much time. Quite a bit.
Like 20 seconds. Sasquatch getting bullied at the door by Metroids as per usual. Metroids and MQA are terrible.
Interesting that Storm is not electing to do the setup to get the to get Ridley into the corner, so he doesn't do the dashes. I wonder why. Because by getting Ridley getting yourself stuck in the corner, Ridley doesn't do this attack and troll you, and you can avoid it in the first phase of the ground phase. You don't have to do the snipes, which are cringe and bad. There we go. And they're cooperating now. Good. Nice. And super and done. The dragon is dead. Sasquatch forgetting that we want to... Oh boy, this is actually kind of getting a little dangerous here. Want to be using Ice Beam here. We don't have missiles. Oh. Oh boy. Okay, wow, this is getting a little bit too spooky. Okay, so Storm's probably not doing Exo Skip. Didn't lay the typical power bomb. Doesn't need to. We got supers. Ice Spreader was where in the ice, right? Yeah. Ice Runes East. Good. We like supers on the first phase. Or we like power on this first phase. Good. Didn't get ice, but that's okay. Actually, I don't remember what the best RNG is. Power first, then wave, then ice, I'm pretty sure. Because we get to skip a lot of the wave, like if we have power first. Yes, correct. I figured it out. In the meantime, Sasquatch is now getting into MQB, should be safe warping pretty soon. I actually did not pay any attention to when Sasquatch got the workstation item. We can go check that. Because I remember Storm got the workstation elevator at 46 minutes. We can check when Sasquatch took that elevator. 53 minutes-ish. So a good 7 minutes behind, which is pretty significant. Yep. Okay. Sasquatch is electing to do what I thought was a little bit better, which was to go to Tree Chamber last. We are going to ask him about them afterwards. If you have any questions in the chat, let me know. Just going to also ask Storm about his upcoming match, but I think there's no need for that. Storm has already given his thoughts when Dace played Java, so... Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what to talk about. There's not much to talk about. The gamers are gaming. Storm is gaming. Storm is getting trolled by Exo. Wasted supers. Doing the manip well. How many shots is this? God knows how many shots is that. That's why we like to skip those.
I don't remember what the damage numbers for Wave Beam are. Let me check.
This is why Exo Skip is also nice, because it skips some RNG. Which is always appreciated. How early should they have done Sun Chamber? In my opinion, pretty much right after they found... right after they found Varia, I think. Or right after... Yeah, right after they found Varia, actually. Might have been even better.
Okay, so... Looks like fully charged Wave does 40 damage. And I know Exo has 200 health per phase.
Oh god.
So... 5 times. They need to get 5 shots.
Storm not even bothering with the manip. Just gonna sit here and wait. Does kind of risk things, because then... The reason you just want to not move and just jump over the shockwaves is so that Exo doesn't go near... Excuse me, Essence doesn't go near the skeleton, or the corpse.
Early Wild is not another Tyrannosaur. We had access to Spider and Root Cave.
Yeah. We had very, very early access to that completely logically. Now, my route, the one I've been harping on about, may have even punished these players, actually, because they may have just skipped labs entirely and gone straight to Phasal Mines, which would have immediately lost in the game. So I would have lost this race if I was playing it. Even though I think, in an objective sense, I think it probably was better to do that. Yes, Super Zone and Ruin Fountain, yeah.
I think... Is it not a logic to get Ruined Fountain before Flagra?
No.
Not?
So.
Okay, yeah, then the Tyrannosaur is right. No, actually, because you can do Flagra, drop down, get supers, and then come back for Sun for Wild.
I just mean I know
yeah,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Seed expected you to leave and come back.
Oh, that's what Torben was... I'm so sorry, I was not following the conversation very well. I understand that. Okay.
Yeah.
My bad. Curious where Thermal is. Thermal would be nice here. I think Storm was firing a bit too early on some of those shots. We did notice he was doing that in his match yesterday. He was firing a bit too early on some of the shots. Alright, we should be getting into GG pretty soon here. And GG.
GG.
So far, Sasquatch is not forfeited, so I'm assuming he's probably going to finish the seed. He is at the very end. It's going to take like 7 minutes. Yeah, something like that. And we can get Storm in here for an interview, where I have plenty of questions. If you want Nye, you can go set up for your race, and I'll take care of it from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
Right. Peace.
Peace. Hello, Storm. Welcome. GG's. Well played.
Hello, thank you.
Now had to go to do his match.
Oh, that's fair.
Yep. So you will be stuck with me, where I have a few interesting questions for you. So pretty interesting seed. I was bamboozled by Upper Furnace. I thought it required main PBs, but apparently it doesn't. That is completely logical.
Yeah, Space Jump plus Spider makes it logical.
Yeah, okay. But I was curious. So, okay. So you checked your hints later, so I guess this kind of answers your question. But if you knew that Sun Chamber was an artifact earlier, would you have cleaned up Chozo? Or would you have routed differently?
I would probably add in Flagra and gonna Ice Beam, but the thing is, I don't think it's that bad. I find the Ice Beam later, because that could have bamboozled me into going like fast Chozo or even into Phase Mines.
Yeah, that was...
which would have been a huge bamboozle with Plasma and Phase Suit both being Fen. So
yeah.
I don't think it worked out too badly.
Yeah, it worked out well. I would have lost this race. I was absolutely certain that, like, what you should have done is cleared out Transport A-Axis, gone to Lava Lake, climbed up, done Flagra, cleared out Chozo, and then made a decision there. And I think both... For Sasquatch, I think the decision was extra important because Sasquatch didn't get Artifact Temple hints until later, and so missed out on Spider and Supers, and didn't go to Fen without... Went to Fen without Super Missiles, and got Omega punished for it. And that's actually what cost the Sasquatch the race. Pretty much. But yeah, for you, otherwise, it routed really nicely.
Yeah, I still ended up finding as being a bit late, but like I think
Ruined Shrine had thermal. No, Elite Quarters had used it.
Like it was only like I think Kumon that was still left after Flagra and Ghost. So.
I misread one of the things. It said, "Oh, Gravity Chamber, nice. Vanilla Gravity, cool."
Interesting. I missed what the trouble was.
It was, for a second, I thought it said Ruined Shrine, and I'm just like, that's impossible. But that was not, I misread it. Thermal was Elite Quarters.
Oh, Omega Pirate, huh? Oh, if I'd routed it a bit differently, I would have gone at Thermal, would have been nice. It was just kind of awkward to clear the artifacts here, honestly.
Yeah, it was my second
because
question.
there was one in Greater Chamber and one in Walk Station, so it was one on like next to one of the elevators of Phase Mines and the other next to the other elevator of Phase Mines. It's just felt awkward to route that. I honestly wasn't too sure about how to route it. I'm not sure I did it optimally. Mostly I knew I wanted to keep Phase Mining Tunnel for last because I didn't want to have to fight Omega Pirate because it costs time, but honestly, especially when knowing Thermal was there, I actually think doing it early would have been nicer actually. Like, I think maybe the best way to route would have been to like save warp, go to Walk Station, grab the artifact there, go down to PPC, do the lower mines right away for PMT, do Omega Pirate, get Thermal. So you come back to PPC, then you go do Elite Research, and finally like you exit the mines from main quarry, grab the Greater Chamber artifact, take the lever up, take the safe station, and yeah. I think that would have been the better route.
I was... what Sasquatch did and what I thought was probably the best route at the time, but I'm not really sure. I feel like it's none of them are great. They're all probably just bad, and it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell from a distance which one's great. But what Sasquatch did and what I liked was doing Greater Chamber last. So save warping after PMT, then ship, go to Overgrown Cavern, etc.
That was another option out of my mind. I honestly wasn't sure what would be fastest. It was kind of hard to judge.
Yeah, even still, it's hard to judge. Yeah.
Though my execution over mines was absolutely horrible. Metroids did not want to calibrate. The Plasma Troopers didn't want to calibrate. It was pretty bad. Like I got bullied in QA, I got bullied in Fungal Hole A, I got bullied in Fungal Hole B, I got bullied in MQB. Like that was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also curious if you thought, if maybe you were considering not even going to Magmor after that Varia in the first place. Like, if you knew Sun Chamber was an artifact, and you knew nothing was in Fen and Magmor, do you do some crazy, like, read your hints, grab the Varia, grab Sun Chamber, clean up Chozo, or maybe clean up Chozo and then Sun Chamber, and then book it to bar skip. Would you have considered something like that? Not even touch Magmor.
That's what I mentioned. Like, if I'd gotten the Ice Beam earlier, like by doing Flagger right away, there's definitely something I could have considered doing. Yeah. I'm not sure though how much, because going to Fist and Mines, like, you could bet on Fetsudas and low mines, but didn't have Plasma.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well it would have worked out. But something you could definitely consider, but meh.
Because that would have been like, I feel like that's something Baja would have done. Like Baja would have read hints, grabbed the Varia and went, all right, it's a bar skip city. Not even going to Magmor, not even going to Fen, and I agree with them, and I was probably pushing because like when you guys were like I would have even liked if you did Magmor into Lava Lake into Joseph. I would have liked that.
I considered it as well, but I did not want to leave Fen. Like, with Wave Beam in my hands, I did not want to leave Fen on the side.
But you also just didn't know the Sun Chamber was an artifact because you got your hints after.
Yeah, I only read them later.
How do you feel about that? There was, like, some people do it, but I think most people don't. I'm starting to lean towards it being a mistake to not read your hints right away. How do you feel about it? What's your rationale?
Like when before I used to read them right away, and then I kind of got converted by Sam, who is more the kind to check later. But it's kind of hard to tell, actually.
I think the only good argument is if you write down your hints very slowly. I can understand that argument. But if you have like, if you remember them, or if you just use text-to-speech, or speech-to-text, then I think like you should just read your hints right away.
I think possibly
this seed is an excellent example as to why.
Yeah, I think the one downside to reading artifacts early you could get is maybe you end up a bit too sidetracked by getting the artifacts instead of following the logic for your items. That might be a negative.
I think it clarifies the logic for you, because now, like, let's say you just have 3 artifacts in Chosen, you're like, alright, great. I don't have to worry about those as being possible logical checks.
I'm not sure, because I mean, I don't think you would have clarified in this case, because you got Supers and Spider right away, so Ghost was definitely on the mind. I ended up not believing really there was much of a reason to put Ghost yet, because it often is bait. So it's actually rare there's progression there. There was this time with Ice Beam.
Yeah, but it would have routed nicely. You would have done Varia and then gone, like, even if you decided not to just, even if you, like, let's say Ice Beam wasn't Flocker, for example. You just got the artifact, it would have routed straight into Magmor nicely.
Oh, it would have been very nice. Like, if I hadn't found the Wave Beam, I would have done that anyway. Like, the reason why I decided to push Anti-Chamber was to check the Vanilla Ice Beam there, because I had Wave. Yeah. And I didn't find the Varia on the way anyway. If I didn't have Wave Beam, then I would have turned back, I would have done Flagra and Ghost, and then would have gone into Magmor.
But yeah, okay. I don't really have much to add to that.
Yeah, I think Sasquatch is finishing right now.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of in a little bit of a rush, so I'm gonna set Sasquatch is finished, even though it hasn't actually quite yet. Because I have a race to track in 9 minutes. So.
Oh, he's missing just like one shot in essence.
Yeah.
I see he didn't get the thermal either, so I'm guessing like when he went to get the BMT, just say warped, didn't fight. We got pirate.
Yeah, didn't do that. Yeah. His I think for him the question of going back to Chozo rather than Fen was actually a clear one because he skipped supers on. Or because he didn't go back for supers after getting Spider Ball. There it is, GG.
Yep. And that's done for Sasquatch.
Yeah, for Sasquatch, I think the choice was even clearer because Sasquatch got the Spider Ball really late and could have, and also checked artifact hints, so knew that Chozo was a thing. And Sasquatch probably would have gotten punished, just like you said, by just not doing labs or maybe even, yeah.
Yeah, not doing labs here was a gigantic punish.
Yeah. Hello, Sasquatch. Welcome. GG's.
GG.
So how'd you feel about that race?
I felt all right.
When you, I was particularly curious when you saw the main PBs and you turned around immediately to go for supers. How'd you
I
feel at that point? Was it like, oh boy, I made a mistake, or was it like more calm than that?
I don't know. I felt conflicted because the phase-on suit was supers locked. The main PBs were supers locked, and I'm like, I think I should have. I need to go back and get supers. Um, though, only to later find out if I stayed in labs and got the plasma, I would have been go mode by the time I went back for ice.
Yeah, the thing is, I think really like, I think our only like complaint really you made okay, so it all kind of like this entire sequence stems back to when you decided not to grab hints after you instead decided to go gathering hall side, like deeper into Chozo, rather than grabbing
Uh-huh.
hints. So you found the spider ball late. I think the
Yes.
correct decision at that time would have been to clean up Chozo, grab the Sun Chamber artifact, grab the supers as well, and then move on to Fen. You instead went to
Yeah.
Fen, and we were curious about that. Because in Storm's case it was kind of ambiguous, a little bit more ambiguous. I think it still would have been better to go to Chozo, but I could yeah, whatever. I think it's a 50-50, it depends. It worked
Hmm.
out for Storm in this case. But for you, I think the decision was very clear. I think like as soon as you found the spiders, it was like, oh, time to grab that artifact in Sun Chamber, clean up, grab the supers. Was there any reason why you didn't, or is there some calculation I missed here?
I don't know. It's always a gamble with Rando, but I felt like my remaining beams were maybe further out, towards Fen. Um, so I chose to go that way first.
Yeah, and like, what are the chances
I don't
that
know.
what are the chances
Yeah.
that two majors are lockband supers? Pretty
Yeah.
low, and immediately get punished for it. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, I guess another question is both like the routing at the end there for the artifacts. I don't think anybody knows what the correct route for the artifacts at the end was there. You went Great Tree Chamber last. Storm did Great Tree Chamber second after Elite Research. There was also an argument uh, to do Elite Research second after OP. So you do PMT, OP, Elite Research, Great Tree Chamber, and then move on. What was your thought process behind doing Great Tree Chamber second? Was there, or excuse me, Great Tree Chamber last? Did you just think it was faster, or?
Um, I mean, you could have gone like Great Tree Chamber into mines and then Elite Research to PMT.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the time,
Then you would have had to skip Workstation.
I think I was closer to PPC. So I felt just route those two artifacts in and then take Overgrown Cavern to Great Tree Chamber. I mean, it's these, split second rounding decisions, and I think you're kind of better off just picking one and going with it rather than spending the time trying to decide what's best.
Yeah. And in that case, you only had like it was either you go left or right after save warping, or actually no. In your case, you actually found you went to you finished off labs and then went to workstation. So it made actually more sense for you to do that in your case. I think. I was mostly just curious. Did you ever consider like doing lower mines first into OP or anything like that? Because I don't have an answer here. I don't think neither Nye or I figured out what the best route was. So I'm just curious how you calculated it. Or if you didn't, that's fine too.
I don't know. I just picked a route and went with it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what's ultimately the best route here. It's toss choices, honestly.
Yeah.
As Sasquatch said, it was just like, okay, like don't think too hard. Just pick a route and just roll with it.
Especially when it's that ambiguous. Like you got like what 4 choices.
Yeah, like if
about,
Workstation hadn't been a thing or Great Tree Chamber hadn't been a thing, I think it would actually have been pretty straightforward. But with both of these, this is awkward.
I agree with that. You guys have any final thoughts before we kick it off to Lucarius and I? We're
Nope.
doing on Speed Gaming 2.
Nope, I'm good.
Just GG's.
Storm, good luck with your
GG.
match later today. It's going to be happening in, what is it?
It's like 3 hours and a half.
3.5 hours. Finals of the Echoes Mentor Tournament. Storm versus Dace. Follow our runners. Thank you, Nye, for joining me. Okay, I guess we're not following our runners today. The bot doesn't work. Nye had to dip because he has to do his match. That's coming up in 3 minutes. So that's why he's not joining us today. Or that's why he's not joining us for the interview. But thanks to him for commentating with me and tracking. That's it from us, I think. Stay tuned, Speed Gaming 2. I guess I can like that. So it should be... Yeah, for the next match. Then we have another match 30 minutes after that on Speed Game 1, and another 30 minutes after that, and another after that, and then another after that today. So check out the schedule.
Pretty busy day.
Yeah, pretty busy day. Don't forget the Echoes Mentor Tournament Grand Finals. You are not allowed to watch Samuel versus Lucky. We're only allowed to watch Storm versus Dace. I better see 0 viewers on Sam versus Lucky. All right, that's it for us. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next mission.
See you next mission.
See ya.